don't need to be in control of how I'm being perceived all the time. So I guess that's something I'm going to learn about myself. And when I watch this video, I hope I learn to love myself just a little bit more, knowing that I didn't need to monitor every movement and try to fit in a box. And most of all, I made you guys feel welcome. We're a part of this together. I suppose the person who is my favorite person in the world would probably be the one that I would choose, which is my fiancé, Austin. So if I'm thinking of Austin and thinking of the fact that he's watching me, then I'm gonna want to be a little more charismatic, maybe? I don't know. Yet confident, bold, assertive, vulnerable. A safe space, yet authentic, and I think I already said that. Assertive, wise. These are things I want to be. Okay, so I'm going to act as if my camera is Austin. And I'm with Austin. Sometimes I feel like I'm trying to get his approval, but that's something I'm working on. What is a problem I'm going to solve? So if there is a problem in this world that I can solve, just with my presence, I guess, would be, what is something I've struggled with and overcome? So I've gone through a lot of battles learning to trust my intuition. I would say it's been about 8 years of a journey, give or take, probably longer. And one thing I guess that I could say is that if life taught me anything, it's how to honor and trust, or shall I say discover, honor, and trust my intuition. Yes, kind of in that order too, because sometimes you just have to honor the intuition before you even can trust it. That's how you build the trust. So basically what I realized is that your intuition always is sending you subtle nudges towards the things that you desire in this life and what brings you alignment, and that is different for everybody. And it's basically up to you to learn to clear the clutter that is preventing you from hearing that noise, that soft whisper of the intuition. We are used to hearing the loud ego, which is constituted or made up of the voices around us and the people we grew up around and our societal conditioning, programming, if you will. And basically, once you come to a point where you realize the patterns in your life, listening to this loud voice has not been productive for you. It's only actually been detrimental for you. And you'll find when you're listening to this voice, the feeling of it is being pulled in or dragged down. I wrote a song called Puppet because it describes pretty much that, feeling like you're a puppet to your emotions that are unresolved. And sometimes, most times, we feel shame about these things because we don't know how to cope with them. We just feel wrong because we know we want better for ourselves. Sometimes we just don't know how. But instead of shaming ourselves when we find that we're in a situation that we don't want to be in, and you finally give yourself the space to just surrender and decide there's nothing more you could do anyway besides feel what you're feeling, the thoughts, ideas, feelings will come up once you let it go, which push you towards your desires. And it's up to us to learn how to read the language of ourselves. We're all different, as I said. And the more in tune with yourself you become, the louder the whisper becomes. You will be able to take inspired action with a knowing backing your actions. Because you're kind of aware that these things, you just kind of feel, it's a feeling of relief coming over you that what you were just worrying about is no longer a factor to worry about. You're now in a different space. You're a different person who's no longer worrying about the problem. And that's the only place you could really receive an answer when you're not in the space of the person who has the problem, because you're just going to keep facing the problem. And basically, there's like a little pattern. As you keep honoring that in baby steps, start to really learn the language of your intuition. And I can't tell you the specifics because for each of us, the voice will be different. But it will feel like a nudging, like a loving voice. Subtle voice, not pushy, not demanding, not fearful. It's basically a voice that you'd want to follow if you ever had someone who was loving in your life. Imagine it's them. For some people, that might be the case, even if it was a school counselor from 2nd grade or something. It could be anything. It could be your own voice. So basically, I think the problem I could help people solve would be honoring their intuition. I feel like it's really important, and I wouldn't be where I am today believe it or not, if it wasn't for my intuition. For a while, it felt like I was in like a school where I was given themes, and the themes came by awarenesses. So I become aware of something that has been lingering for a long time, like an elephant in the room. And when I'm aware of it, it feels like it's being uncovered. It's not just being brought into my face. It's just something that's always been there. And that's when I know, because I'll see the patterns and remember all the fractals of the past where the same dynamics, behaviors, and situations occurred that were similar to this pattern. And that's when I'll know this is what I'm being taught to focus on. This is a lesson that I'm learning. I really love stuff. Breaking down words. I believe it's called etymology. So even just the word intuition it just is symbolic to me, because you pay tuition when you go to college. School tuition for public schools is usually free, but then there's intuition, which is intuition. You pay tuition to get back insight, learning. And so basically I feel like when it's your own intuition, you're paying with your presence. And when you're paying with your presence, you're getting back that and more. You're getting back new pathways, you're getting back new ideas, you're basically jumping timelines, because you're not stuck in the same patterns anymore, because you open the space for awareness to shine light on the darkness, which was keeping you stuck in the same patterns. So all it takes is awareness, and that's why I feel like intuition is so important, because it's within you, it's always guiding you, it's always giving you what you need. And when you really understand that, it comes in ways that makes you almost doubt that it was in intuition. You wonder, who do you give credit to? Because it seems like just so natural sometimes, the way things turn out. It just makes sense sometimes, but that's the way things work. And it's funny. For people who don't go through it, it just seems not even coincidental, of course, but no one knows what battles with faith you have, or your own inner narratives and how they block and misconstrue reality. So that's why it's really important for, I think, even things like religion, it's important to understand, honor, and learn about your intuition, because not everyone is going to have done that. And a lot of people are going to try to guide you without having their own inner guidance. They're trying to guide you to guiding other sheep, basically. I messed this up a little, but whatever. And I think intuition is a very universal tool. It's not something you get from a religion. It's not something you have to be baptized in order to have. It's all about just trusting and being open to what you're going to receive. So I think that's something I would love to get deeper into throughout my journey. How to incorporate intuition into everyday living. How to speak with your intuition. It's the connection to God. You honor your intuition and you're honoring your connection to God, because that's just straight to God, honestly. And I don't need to go deeper into the religious aspects of it, because that's not what I'm here for. That would be the value I offer. And I think the question would be, how do we help people to figure out their intuition? Maybe that's a video for another day. I could go on about this forever, I could imagine, but I think it's something that needs to be taken up at a time. I don't want to be manic about talking about it, because there's no need to. Or maybe questions or conversations might come up, or maybe I'll just look up common questions to answer. That might be a good idea, because I'm just winging it right now. I don't really know what else to talk about in regards to intuition when I don't have a baseline of what people who are watching me, if any, even know. But I want to put out value. I want to give value to the world, and that's what I do know. So in whatever ways that I can. So might also be a good time to announce some new things going on in my life. It's been a very long time since I have done any uploading, any vlogs or blogs. In fact, I've been in my own little world when it comes to the things I'm passionate about, because I had to go through a phase of not trying to get validation from others, because I know what I know. I don't need to change others. I'm at that point where I really question my motives and my intentions. And even on things like Twitter and social media platforms, I ask myself a lot when I see what's going on around me and in the world, what is my intention? And a lot of times when I ask that, I don't really feel there's no purpose for me on social media when it comes to things like my passion. Theologically, at least lately, I've been sharing more music stuff and some art because it's just stuff that I love. I realized when it comes to social media like that, I'm no longer in the business of trying to change people's minds. So I want that to be known off the bat. This is not a place where I'm trying to change anybody. I'm not expecting anyone to try to change me. I don't want anybody to try to change me. Conversations about things, yes, I love that. Debates, yes, healthy debates. But pretty much, I am no longer defending my truth, basically. And that's a big step for me because I feel like that's been what I've been told my whole life to do, is defend my truth. And it's really liberating to know you know, finally after so many years that you don't have to do that anymore. It feels nice. It feels freeing. And I realized I used to defend myself a lot in just little things like my relationship. Well, that's not little, but even down to that, even with other people, I'm not going to defend myself to people who I don't know or don't really care what they think about me. When it came to people I love and people who I valued, whose opinion I valued, I would really get into a state where I'm ready to fight for my life, to be validated or feel heard or something, even if it's just me validating myself. I will let myself becoming an aggressor in that sense, justifying my actions because I was a victim. Where am I even leading with this? I keep getting brain farts. Oh yeah, so my journey basically. So that's kind of where I've been. Habits and building healthy routines, getting my workflow and life balance, I guess. And mostly for the past couple of months, I have been working on my music. That might sound really random, but it's not really, if you know me. I've always loved music since I was really young. When I was 12 and 13, I would write my own songs, and I played my guitar. I had an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar. And I taught myself how to play by myself. It's so sad to think, because I really wish that someone would have took the time to be with me, guardian, parent, somebody to guide me and to encourage me, but I didn't have any of that. So it was kind of like me out on a limb, just trying to make something of nothing, I guess. And I took a break from that for a long time. I didn't realize it was a break. I thought I was done with it for good because I just couldn't see how I could possibly make my words into something that I liked. I recorded songs when I was 12 and 13 years old. I had not even my own laptop. I had to sneak it on my stepdad's laptop when he was at work. I'd make loops of me making beats with random everyday objects out of it and recording my guitar. And even then, as I grew older, I was like, I don't even think I could get back into that, because it's like, even when I was doing it, there was not a sound that I felt like it resonated. I didn't feel like that was me. So thanks to technology, there's softwares and stuff that help you to curate your sound and to figure out, play around with genres, beats, melodies, and stuff like that. Now, in the past couple of months, my phone literally died somewhere along the lines there. Isn't that just dandy? Happens the first time that I record something as far as vlog material in months, maybe even over a year. It's just funny to me. But who knows what has been left out or not, but I'll figure it out, and we're gonna see from there what can be talked about in the next video, what can be emphasized more. I assessed what I can be of value to the world, what I can put out that might be of value to others in this video, so hopefully we can get more brainstorming into that. Maybe that's gonna be my next job for myself. We shall see. But funny enough, I am down to my last piece of hair that needs to be straightened, got mixed in somewhere, whatever. Last piece of hair, and I believe that is within 30 minutes of me. Probably less than 30 minutes it took for me to straighten my hair. Let me take my glasses off. Almost done. Once I get to the middle, I usually just like to make sure that all the hairs are together so that I'm not having to go over it more than I need to, because I don't want to mess up my hair more than I already am just by straightening it. You would think this phase ends sometime soon, but I don't know. I forgot what I was saying, but anyways, this is the ending of the video, in which I may or may not post. I hope that you guys can take something from this. Once I'm done straightening it, I will comb it around, make sure all the ends are straight. Probably not a good thing that you could see the smoke, but I have to get a haircut anyway, so I'm not too stressed about it. I need to cut my ends specifically because, as you can see, they are dead. Hence why they're so frizzy and get knotty so quick. Alright, so I'm gonna brush it. Let's see what's the easiest way, because I don't want to knot my hair. My hair gets so, now that it's long like this, it's so easy to get knotty. I'll part it from behind, in the middle. Start combing from the bottom, getting it all together. Forgot to put Austin's chocolate in the freezer. He's probably gonna forget anyway. So I'm almost to the top of my head. And once I get to the top of my head, I could be a little more lively. See, I'm getting there. I'll just be playing around with my hair, seeing what feels right. I don't have any specific hairstyle because I need to get it cut. It's been a while, so I really can only do so much with it before it gets tangled again. But anyways, I hope there was some value in what I had to say and maybe doing my hair. I hope you liked it. Did I miss any spots? I used no mirror, by the way. Just went by feeling, I guess. I don't even know what it looks like. So Roni. Check on my iPad what it looks like. Not too bad. How long is it? Some more. For the baby hairs that are a little curly, what I would normally do is just spray it with water and then comb it back, and within a couple minutes it will dry. Thank you for watching.